All right, good morning, Libras. This is Tarot with Kat. Welcome back, welcome back. It is Wednesday, September 10th. This is your reading for Libra for the week of Wednesday the 10th through Wednesday the 17th of September. Every Wednesday, I will be doing all the air and water signs, and on Mondays, I will be doing tarot readings for all the fire and earth signs. So thanks for visiting. Welcome back. If you're returning, thank you so much. Remember to hit that subscribe button. In fact, why don't you just hit it right now? That way, every week when your tarot reading is available, it'll pop up on your YouTube feed. It doesn't cost you anything, and I really, really appreciate it. It helps me a lot. All right, let's get into our reading this morning. Libras. All right, here we go. I'm using the Centennial Smith weight deck, which I'll talk more about later, which I also talk about other videos. I did a very, very brief video on tarot and what my understanding of tarot that I'll link down in the description below if you want to check it out. It explains a very little bit about tarot cards. I will post a link to other videos made by other tarot readers who I greatly admire that help me a lot, and I'll link those as well if you want to learn more about tarot. So pulling out cards right now for Libra for the week of September 10th through the 17th. All right, Libra, so you are being represented as the querent today by the Queen of Cups. Libra, got a Queen of Cups there. We have, you're being crossed by an Ace of Swords this week. That's coming across as your cross, your challenge, your awareness, your obstacle. Here in your subconscious tool shed below you is a Six of Cups. Then here, just in your immediate past this week is a Two of Cups. Crowning you up here is a Eight of Wands, the card of swift action. In your immediate future, we've got a Five of Pentacles. And then down here in your subconscious, how you're feeling in your environment this week, Libra, is this Six of Wands. I'm seeing Cups, Wands, and a little bit of Pentacles. So let's keep going. And your environment this week is going to give you a Four of Wands. What's crowning you? I'm sorry, not crowning you. We did your crown. What's in your spot for your hopes and fears is a Eight of Swords. Feeling trapped in something, feeling imprisoned. And then the final outcome this week, Libra, is this Four of Cups card right here. So I'm going to go ahead and start this reading. But before I do that, let's pull a confirmation card from my other tarot deck. This is also a Waite Rider tarot deck. It uses the traditional Waite Rider imagery, but they're holographic. They're really neat. They're hard to see on camera, so I only pull one as our confirmation card, which we will look at the very end for a little bit further message, or sometimes it's just like confirmation of the reading that we've been doing and saying, yep, that's it. That's what's happening. So, or maybe sometimes it's just further like bit of, yes, this is what needs to be done, further advice. So here's that card. I'm going to pull that one right there. I'm going to put my beautiful little universe and a pyramid there on top of it. And we'll keep that hidden until the end of our reading. If at any point you think this is clicking with you and you think you know what kind of situation this is referring to and what this card might be, please let me know down in the comment section below. All right. So Libra, for this week, you are coming up as a Queen of Cups. So queens are the mother character in our court cards in our tarot. Cups represent, she's water. She represents water, and queens are water as well. So waters, and she's cups. So this is all about emotion. Very emotional right here, but not out of control emotional. She's the queen, so she's in control of her emotions. She's nurturing. She's in tune with her emotions. Very tuned into her emotions. Very intuitive. Emotionally intelligent. The queen is emotionally intelligent, but she's nurturing with those emotions, and she nurtures other people with those emotions. And that's coming out for you, Libra, for this week. as a Queen of Cups. Now, remember that our tarot cards don't have a gender. So you may be a man or boy, or identify as man or boy watching this and think, oh, how can I be the Queen of Cups? But it's that energy. It's that Queen of Cups energy. So it doesn't have a gender. So maybe right now you're just feeling really in touch with your emotions. I mean, and there are times when men are in touch with their emotions, and that's you this week, Libra. Your cross this week, as what's coming up as your challenge, or some people say obstacle or awareness, is this Ace of Swords. So an Ace of Swords, swords are thoughts, ideas, communication, and aces are always the very beginning of something, the brand new thought, brand new idea, brand new inspiration, are the aces. So there is something coming up for you this week that is all about communication, and you are all about feeling this week. So you're all in your emotions this week, but something's coming your way that's all about swift, or it also means victory. Okay, the Ace of Swords can also represent triumph, but it's crossing you. So I'm feeling like it's more having to do with a new opportunity that has to do with communication, thoughts, reasoning, stuff from the neck up. So down here in your tool chest, Libra, your subconscious tool chest, what you have in your psyche going for you is this Six of Cups right here. So this Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia, old friends, for reconnecting with old friends, getting together with families, family celebrations. It's a happy card. So you've had some happiness. I feel like you've got some friend support or family support behind you, and there as you're moving through all this, Libra. So now in your immediate past this week, there's this Two of Cups card. So here you are the Queen of Cups, feeling the Queen of Cups, and because you're coming out of an immediate past situation with the Two of Cups. So this is like a new relationship, or somebody you've just met, and it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. This could be a new friend relationship you've met that has really just, you're like, oh, that's so cool. I met this person and we hit it off. And so you're coming out of that in your immediate past, Libra. What crowns you this week, kind of as your ideal, is an Eight of Wands. This is a card of taking swift action. So I'm thinking that because this is crowning you, it's asking you to move quickly. Don't be too hesitant. You need to take some action this week. I don't know what that action is, but you need to be taking some action. You're going to be moving into a situation in your immediate future. Remember, it's not permanent. This is just the immediate future for the week. But you're going to be moving into a situation where you're feeling this Five of Pentacles here. So the Five of Pentacles have to do with finances and material well-being and job, your career. You're going to feel like you are left out in the cold. Fives are a feeling of loss, being kind of off balance. So this is a card of being like, feeling like you're left out of the cold. Maybe you did a job and you weren't justly compensated for it. Maybe it's, who knows? Maybe you lost a job. Maybe something along those lines. You've got people with you. You've got friends. You're not alone. This is to remind you that as we go through these really hard times, there's other people experiencing it too, and we need to help one another in these times. So you've got that, but that's coming up as your immediate future, Libra, for this week. So you're going to be feeling this week, you're going to be feeling like a Six of Wands. You're going to be feeling some triumph, some celebration, victory celebration. You're going to feel like you're experiencing some victories, or a victory or victories this week, which is great feeling to have. And your environment is going to give you this strong home life. It's the Four of Wands, which is the card of hearth and home. It's stability. It's home stability. Wands represent your home, and also actions, and also your hobbies and things you do. Not like career, like for money, but things you do, like your art and stuff. So Your environment is going to give you this home card. It's interesting because you also have a very home related card in your subconscious toolbox here, which is friends and family, nostalgia, and that kind of a feeling. So you're going to be feeling pretty victorious, even though you're heading into a situation where you're going to feel left out. Ideally, you'll take some swift action and you're going to be feeling victorious. There's a sword here. There's some sort of offer, some sort of opportunity that you are going to grab, hopefully, because you will take swift action. That's in your ideal. You're feeling very romantic, very emotional. You're the Queen of Cups this week, Libra, coming out of some Two of Cups situation. So here in your hopes and fears section is this Eight of Swords. And this is a card of feeling trapped or feeling imprisoned. The woman here is standing with her arms loosely tied and a blindfold loosely tied. So she feels trapped. She feels like she can't get out, doesn't know which way to turn. But it's important to remember with the swords that she could cast off those ropes and blindfold easily and see her way out of this situation. So it's often a self-imposed prison, this, by our own thoughts, our own minds. So that's a really important thing to keep in mind, because that's what you have in your hopes and fears. So you're fearing that. You're fearing being trapped. You're fearing feeling trapped. So maybe if you have this relationship that's newly starting and you're having some opportunities, your fear in all of that is getting to a point where you're feeling stuck or trapped. And then the final outcome this week of the situation is going to be a Four of Cups. More, this again having to do with how you're feeling. The Four of Cups is a feeling of not quite being fully satisfied. He's got three full cups in front of him, a fourth one being held out to him by this cloud in the hand in the cloud. But his arms are crossed across his chest and he's looking at it going, is that it? Got any more to offer me? Is this all? So it's not quite feeling satisfied with what you got. So it feels like we're going to have a lot more work to do after this week. And that's what this week is looking at. So I think it's going to be really important for you, Libra, to keep your emotions in check as best as you can and take that swift action when time calls for it this week. And I think you're going to come through the other end just fine. Thank you so much for visiting. Come back next Wednesday. Please hit that subscribe button down there right now. That way, next Wednesday, your tarot reading by me will pop right up. And I really appreciate it. And I'll see you back soon. Thanks for visiting Tarot with Kat.